So you've pre-ordered yourself an Analogue 3D. The Analogue 3D, if you haven't seen, is a brand new, modern Nintendo 64 that plays all, and I mean all, 100% of the Nintendo 64 library. And we're not talking about emulators, we're not talking about game backups, we're talking about cartridges. And it's got HDMI out. I mean, that's for a whole nother video. If you haven't seen that one, you should check it out here. But what we're here to do today on this very special episode of Dr. Mod's Lab, it's the Halloween episode. Dr. Mod wore his favorite doctor's, my favorite doctor's mask today. You see? We're gonna show you how to prep and get your Nintendo 64 controllers ready for your pre-order of your Analogue 3D that's going to be coming very soon, because the Analogue 3D doesn't come with any controllers, which is great because you still have all of yours, right? I mean, that's why you're buying a new N64, because you have all the controllers and not the console. I don't know. But here's a problem that we always see. You saw last week, Dr. Mod brought over the 8-bit do kit that replaced all the insides of an N64 controller. But what if you want to keep it original? What if you want to keep the cable? And what if you want to keep, everything original, but your thumbstick is all wobbly like this? What do?
I got a fix for that, Chris. Couple fixes, actually. And I'm sure people are super excited to dust off their old 64 controllers, but what they might find when they take them out is they got that wobble in the joystick.
Joystick wobble.
It was a very revolutionary controller when it came out. I remember when I was a kid and I saw this thing and I went, this is the future. It was just an awesome controller, but it had some flaws. You'll find that most of them these days are floppy like this, especially if you used them. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people played the hell out of their 64 controller. It was a wonderful system.
I played the hell out of that controller.
Oh, yeah, look at that. I mean, dude, you were, yeah.
And something I didn't know until we opened up the last one on the last episode was how these things are built. Now, on the last episode, you saw Dr. Mod just completely replace the thumbstick along with the insides and get rid of the wire, put a Bluetooth adapter in there so you can Bluetooth in. But the Analogue 3D, or if you're sticking with your original N64, has those 4 beautiful controller ports on the front. So if you don't want to do that, if you want to sit, 5 feet from your TV and still plug it in, we're going to show you a really cheap, easy fix. And I mean really cheap. Also, if you stick around to the end of the video, I got something really special for this episode. I'm going to ask Dr. Mod a question that you guys have asked. I'm dying to know the answer to. So stick around for that. He doesn't even know this yet.
Oh,
you can see the shock and surprise on his mask.
I'm scared.
Yeah. All right, so explain this thing to me. What do we got?
Okay, so we got a few different kits here. We have the just replacing the whole thumbstick assembly, which is really easy to do. It just takes a screwdriver and you open up the controller and just swap this guy out. And it's pretty similar to the original, but it's just not the same as the real thing. But it's a nice replacement if your joystick is completely broken. Another option is the GameCube style joystick. So they make this adapter that actually looks like a real GameCube thumbstick. And it goes right into your 64.
From my favorite controller.
Yeah.
The Wavebird.
I mean, very similar.
Look at that.
Look
at those.
And some people really like the feel of
similar
this.
Controllers.
So
I love the feel of the thumbstick on the Wavebird.
It's just smooth. But some of us really like to keep our controllers and consoles original, and I got the best way to do that. And that is actually keeping your assembly intact, but just replacing the fatal flaw of the Nintendo 64 joystick.
We're about to show you what the fatal flaw. I didn't even know this until he opened it up last week. There is something very specific inside of these controllers that wears out, and super cheap.
Yep.
Like how cheap?
Like less than $2.
Less than $2 in parts. You have at least $180-ish in labor though, your own labor. So don't worry about that. We're going to show you. Dr. Mod's going to show you how to do it.
And you're going to be surprised to see how easy it is.
Yeah. And all you need are your wife's Q-tips. Are we going to need her tweezers this time?
Let's see. We'll have to see.
All right, well maybe the tweezers.
Might have to use her toothbrush to clean it.
Okay, we'll get the wife's toothbrush, the Q-tips, and then Dr. Mod has brought along this really cool air compressor. Remember how they used to have like compressed air in cans? Yeah. Well, now it's these. They're awesome. You can get them on Amazon for like, I don't know. I think I got this one for like $40. And then also you've brought along some.
Got some car grease, and so we're going to actually put some lithium grease for the joystick to prevent it from wearing. Mm-hmm. So, you know, one of the things is they didn't put lubricants in the joystick assembly on these, and so there was friction that developed.
Always cut corners.
Well, you're going to see when we open this up what happened because they didn't have good lubrication. So we're going to, you know,
and so basically just you got Q-tips, grease, and a screwdriver.
Yep. Very simple.
Let's get into it. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so before we break this thing open, I do want to stress something we're not doing here due to time is soaking the outers of your controller case. So when you open these up, we'll show you when he gets this thing apart, but when you open these things up, you know, inside here, get a little closer. If you look inside here, the Nintendo, see how dirty that is? That's probably from like my brother or I drinking and eating while we were playing. You know, down inside here, you get all these dirty stuff. When you take this thing apart though, you can totally soak it. Just throw it in the sink with the dishes, throw it in the dishwasher, whatever. You should do that every time you do controller repair like this.
Yeah, and definitely make sure you take the board, the electric board out of there before
you do don't throw it. Don't throw the whole thing in there.
So, just a little bit of Dial or, you know,
Dawn.
Your Dawn. Dawn is a really good one.
Dawn removes like grease from baby ducklings and stuff. I've seen it. I've seen it in commercials.
Yeah. It's great stuff. So do you want to see the secret of how to fix your 64 controller?
Yeah,
I have it here in my hands.
I am ready to see it.
Here it goes. That's it.
Oh my God, these are these like duck foot Legos? What is that?
Yeah, you can probably clip them to your Legos too.
Look at that.
No,
that's it?
That's it.
This is the piece. This is the gear right there. That's the gear that breaks inside of these thumbsticks.
Yep, exactly.
All right.
And so, yeah, what happens is they start to wear out here and here. These guys kind of lay out like this.
Okay.
And move as you move the joystick. And it just gets worn out. And from there, you start to get the joystick loose.
Interesting.
So, these are brand new, and this is from a company called Kitch-Bent.
Kitch-Bent.
Yep.
Okay.
And they're for less than $2. So, all right, let's get this guy open.
All right.
So we're
gonna do the floppiest one first, right?
Oh yeah, this one. Look at this.
Oh, that's terrible.
Super loose.
Terrible.
So,
all right.
Yeah. The 64 controller is is full of screws.
Yeah.
If you have carpal tunnel, it's gonna hurt to do this. So,
and we took apart a 64 controller on the last video, so we're just gonna like fast forward through all this stuff. Jeez, starf. So we're just gonna fast forward through all of this real quick. Ready? All right.
Here goes. You know, taking apart Nintendo 64 controllers can help you burn at least 20 calories. Yeah. You know that? And it gives you well-defined forearms. The trickiest screws of the Nintendo 64 controller is where the rumble pack goes in. Mm-hmm. Those are tiny little bastards and kind of hard to get to. Let's get those. The real fun is trying to put these back.
It's all right. We have Pennywise to help.
That's terrifying, Chris.
What's the matter, Georgie?
All right, there it is. Behold, the inside of the Nintendo 64 controller.
And there it is.
This is going to be different than the last time because we're not going to take the board out. This board's fine. Mm-hmm. What we're going to do instead is just take out the joystick, which is separate. Mm-hmm. So 3 more screws to go.
All right, and while you're doing that, I will point out again, there's all the screws.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay. Well, that's why I'm the Al Borland, or you're the Al Borland, and I would be like Tim Allen. I'm always the one breaking stuff. So, again, these are the pieces that we're saying feel free to soak in some hot water and dish soap. Because, trust me, they may not look dirty, but they're dirty.
Yes. And they'll look so clean afterwards. just don't look at the container that you soak them in afterwards. It'll horrify you.
Yeah.
So let's get the Z button loose here. It just snaps out of here.
Look at that.
Let's unplug the joystick from the board. There we go. Now just 3 screws to go. Different than the other ones you took out because they're kind of silver colored.
Boy, I mean, this right here is a really good reason why
look at that.
you should clean your controllers when you take them apart. Look at this.
Yeah, look at that. Look at vintage skin cells.
That is gross.
From 96, 97.
Yeah.
It's like fermented in there. Ugh.
I'll tell you what, that was from lots of sweaty times playing GoldenEye.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, look at that. I've got I made contact with my skin. Oh, skin's itchy now. All right, let's get this guy out. So here, there's your joystick.
Look at that.
This one's called floppy. All right, now what do we do from here? Yeah, there you go.
Look at that thing. I mean, look how much play is it?
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah. All right, let's get this guy over here and let's start to work on the joystick. So to get this guy apart, you have 2 clips here, and you got this Phillips head screw.
Okay.
So just take that one. That one's different than the other ones we took out because it's black color. And so you move it. See, you can already see the spring that's inside pushing this open. Oh, look at all this powder.
I could already see the dust coming out of that.
Chris,
thing.
this is not cocaine.
Oh my God, look at that.
This is pulverized plastic.
Don't show it to Al Pacino.
Yeah. Oh God. Wait till you see this. This is what they all look like. Watch this. Look at that mess of powder.
Oh my God.
Look at that.
That's what the inside of your N64 thumbstick looks like, guys.
So,
if you played it appropriately, that's what it looks like.
I mean, this one was played with.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
Holy cow.
But yeah, we're going to make it look like new.
All right.
So ready? So how do we take the joystick off? So, well, first of all, let's take this guy out. So that's one of the gears. That's out of place.
There it is.
Moves these little wheels here. You see them?
Nice. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, and it moves those.
Huh.
And then this whole assembly actually comes off. So here's the little board inside. You can take that off. See there, go easy.
Oh, careful.
Oh man.
Jesus.
It's not anthrax, Chris. Don't worry.
Okay, good.
And
wow, that whole thing just
there's that
comes
little
out.
assembly.
Look
That's
at
your
that.
64 controller. It's the basic units of it.
Look
right there.
at that.
And so all that, moving your joystick over the years scraped all this plastic up, and it left all this, powdery crap.
Look at that.
Okay, so we got that all apart. Let's get the joystick free. So just rotate this until it lines up with the joystick and take that off.
Boing.
Got this little plastic spacer here. There's your spring. And then you just pull this guy out for here. There it is, completely taken apart. Good opportunity to clean in there. A lot of dust cakes in there. And so we're gonna use our,
Here we go. Careful, that thing's gonna blow everywhere.
It's a hurricane in your hand.
Yeah, it'll blow all the screws everywhere.
Watch what it does to my skin. Watch. Look at that.
Oh crap.
Oh,
there goes all the screws.
Yeah, there goes all the screws. That probably wasn't a good idea.
It's very strong if you buy one of these.
Oops. So we're gonna aim it this way. Hope it doesn't blow the camera over. Look at all that. Oh, got it. Aerosolized. Oh man, did you see that cloud? It's like a plume.
Yeah, we got to slow that down. Oh, God.
Oh.
Even Pennywise is choking.
That tasted weird. Okay. One more thing to dust off the board. Look at that.
God.
The sensors here. Air those out. Yeah, that thing's powerful, dude.
Tasted like mid-90s Carl's Jr.
Oh, man.
God. It's in my beard.
Yeah. Okay, so we got everything dusted. Let's see. Give me some of your wife's Q-tips.
All right, here we go. Mrs. Sorry.
Just borrowing them.
Gonna have to take your, you can still take your makeup off with them later.
So we're just cleaning up the little bowl here. Okay. All right. Got that cleaned up. Let's clean the inside of this. This I usually would, use something like a brush, just kind of get some of the dust off. Oh, you see that? You see all that came out?
Wow.
Now we got everything.
We're not doing it because of time, but I would suggest some of these parts too. It wouldn't hurt to wash them.
Exactly. So let's compare the original gears.
Just don't wash the board, okay?
This is our original gear. This is our replacement gear.
Look at that.
So
wow, one of them's very white.
Can't you see that one's a little wider than the other? Let's start to put it back together, okay? This goes on first. Put that in there. Then you're going to put your board back on. what we're going to use now, because this is one of the kind of the flaws of the joystick. There wasn't any lubrication in here, so this thing just scrapes and scrapes and scrapes, and that's how you get the powder. And that in turn makes it harder to move the joystick. So to try to
not nice and smooth.
No, so to kind of extend the life of this rebuild we're doing, we're going to put some lithium grease, and that will hopefully keep it good for a long time. So we're going to apply it with a Q-tip. This is the stuff I used in my car. When I was doing my wheel bearings, I used this, but it can work handy for. Oh, look at that! It looks like delicious, jelly. Okay.
Don't spread it on your sandwich, though, folks.
Yeah. So I'm going to put it on this end, actually. And so we're just going to apply a little bit of this grease here. Not too much, just a little bit, just to allow our controllers to move freely. Put our gears back.
All right.
So the first gear goes this way. It's the bigger gear, the wider or longer one. That goes here like this. Smaller one here, like this.
Look at that.
Okay, but we're gonna put the joystick assembly back together first. So let's get this guy in here. Put the spring back, and then the little washer, plastic washer thing here, back, like that. And then put your gear in like this. And then rotate it a little bit so that the gear is towards the front of the joystick, like that. Okay?
Wow.
And then just put that straight down in there. You'll feel the clips lock, and that's it. Now, is this flopping anymore?
Nope.
No, it's not.
No flop. Look at that. You remember how much play was in that thing? Nice and stiff.
Damn, that feels good. That feels like brand new.
I mean, that feels like what an original N64. I mean, I guess this red one is still doing pretty good. That feels like an original N64 thumbstick.
I mean, and it's not wobbly or anything.
For about $4.
Yeah. I mean, well, actually, less than $2. Actually, for less than $2, you got this thing fixed. You're gonna want to assemble it back. Put the Phillips head back in it. Now, feel it.
That's what we call a fresh out of the box original N64 thumbstick. I could take some people out in Goldeneye with that.
Oh,
I could probably even beat the aliens in Perfect Dark.
You could.
I mean, I was never able to do it before, but maybe with that.
I think so. I mean, and as we compare them to the other joystick options you have, so let's say the thumbstick is actually broken off. Now, I've gotten some 64 controllers where they're broken off, and you go, well, this same company actually makes new thumbsticks that you can buy, and they also come in different colors. So you can get the original color, or clear, blue, or red, and replace it. But you could also go for one of these.
I mean, and on top of that, I mean, I don't want to like kind of let your secrets out or anything, but you were talking about maybe even putting some kind of LED in there. Right?
Oh yeah.
If you don't want to go through that whole process, you can get yourself an entirely new thumbstick. What do these things cost? Do you remember?
They keep going up in price. I mean, they used to be like $8. Now I think they're in the teens now as far as how much they cost.
So let's say $13 is what this costs. What we just did here costs like $2.
$2, less than $2, honestly.
So, You know what I mean? And it's the original thumbstick that your thumb has been grinding away on for the last 25 years.
You get to keep your Nintendo 64 pretty much all original. You're just replacing one little part here, and it's back to as good as gold again. We're gonna put this guy back together now.
All right.
So we're gonna put the joystick
back.
Quick
reassembly. We should do a video.
What do you think?
We should do a video where we just take the controller apart and just a clean.
Nice cleaning?
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah. I feel like that would be, actually, we should just ask the folks what they want. Dr. Mott always comes up with these video ideas, but is there something that you guys would like to see? If there is, you should hit the comments and let us know.
For sure.
Also, don't forget, at the end of this video, I'm going to question the doctor here. It's an important one, too.
Okay. I'm kind of scared, man.
I mean, how could you be scared with a mask like that?
I know. I mean, it gives me some bravery.
Dr. Satan!
Okay.
And we went and stayed in the hotel.
Oh, yeah?
That movie was shot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's the Clown Motel in Tonopah. If you haven't seen that video, you should check that one out. It's right here.
That's one of my favorite videos of yours. That's a really good one.
It's my lowest viewed video because it's not video game related.
You know,
So YouTube doesn't know what to do with it. So if you guys want to watch that, like I said, there it is.
It was really good. You guys should watch it.
I took the wife and the kids to the Haunted Clown Motel in Tonopah, Nevada. Tonopah? I don't know how to say it. I teased my wife so much on the pronunciation. I even lost it in my head. But it was fun. They took us on a ghost tour.
Oh man, that's scary.
Yeah.
That's
At night, it was next to a graveyard. It was next to the
man.
oldest graveyard in Nevada. And they took us on this tour of the graveyard, and they allowed me to shoot the whole thing with this camera. It was a lot of fun.
Dude, that's the best place to put a hotel, just right next to a graveyard.
Well, it's an old Motel 6.
Oh yeah?
Actually.
Oh yeah?
You could tell. It was very... I love you guys, Clown Motel, but it was very hodgepodge.
Okay.
There was like plywood holding the stairs up and stuff.
Well, it's classy.
It's an experience. I highly suggest everyone go there to check it out.
Sounds rustic.
That's a good word for it. Yeah. They definitely weren't doing repairs like this.
Yeah.
No. All right, we're gonna go steal the wife's tweezers again. Here we go. I left them over here. She doesn't even know yet. Clearly, she hasn't been doing her eyebrow work lately. There you go.
Thanks. So,
It's a running gag.
gets us out of a pinch like every time. All right. Oh. All right, success.
Set it first
Yep.
try
Yeah.
with the tweezers. Set it and forget it.
I played a lot of Operation as a child. Wow, man, I'm 2 for 2.
Look at that.
2 for 2. Guy in. This is the last one, the final one. So once again, look at this. No more jiggle
Look at
at
that.
all.
This
No
thing has
jiggle.
been fixed.
It's beautiful. It's ready for the Analogue 3D.
It is 100%. You know who else is ready for the Analogue 3D? Me.
Oh yeah, me too. Me too.
Seriously, if you guys have not seen the Analogue 3D, I'm really excited about it. There's no reason to get into all the details here, but there are a lot of details, and you should check out that video. It's really good.
It is good.
I'm really excited about it. So this is the best way to do it. And the Analogue 3D does not come with controllers. And 8-Bit do. I love their products. They do make a new redesigned N64 controller, but it doesn't have the 3 horns. And the 3 horns is really what you want out of an N64 controller. You know, like, just so cool.
Yeah.
One of the first controllers to ever have a back button.
Yeah.
That Z button was a back button, folks. You thought the Elite controller was ahead of the times, but nope, N64 was doing it. For a couple of bucks, see, this one's starting to get there. You can fix the problems on your N64 controllers. Or if you don't want to, for maybe 15 bucks, you can just buy yourselves some replacement N64 thumbsticks. That way you don't have to open the thing up. Just make sure you blow all the stuff out of it. Jesus.
Yeah, dude.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
Where did you get these?
eBay.
eBay. There you go.
Yeah.
eBay. So check eBay for this sort of stuff. And these things came from, again,
Kitchbent.
Kitchbent. I'll put a link in the description if you want to buy some of these. They're really, really inexpensive. Brand new N64 controllers. But, we have some fan questions. I've narrowed it down just to one. If you guys watch my other videos, you know that I show a bunch of really cool mods, right? Everything from the GameCube to the Dreamcast, to the PS1, to the PS2, the beautiful Sega Saturn mod. So many people ask me, what is your favorite mod of all the mods? And I always tell them what my favorite is. But what everybody really wants to know, what is your favorite mod of all the mods that you do?
It's a very good
And
question.
why?
It's the Xbox 360. It's just
I thought you were going to say that.
yeah, it's just beautiful. It's just perfect. I just like how customizable it is. It's the hardest one for me to do. Requires a lot of soldering, a lot of my time, but it's so worth it when it's done. It's this amazing machine with beautiful graphics and beautiful menu, and just a great way to enjoy all your nostalgic, nostalgia.
And it's very snappy.
oh yeah,
It's
quick.
The UI is beautiful. The menus are snappy. Switching from 360 games to original Xbox games, just that, and then you got all of your games up there, and they're just, you're right. If you haven't seen the Xbox 360 mod, I highly suggest checking that video out. It lives here on the page as well. I feel like I knew the answer to that question, but a lot of people ask, and I gotta say that's probably my favorite console mod also, or at least the console mod that you have done for me. I think mod overall though, definitely the new Vita mod.
Oh yeah.
I am in love with the new Vita mod.
It's pretty.
Should check that one out too.
Very pretty.
So there you go. If you have questions for Dr. Mod in the future for new episodes, or there's something you want to see Dr. Mod tackle to show us all, hit him in the comments. Let us know what you think, and check out that Xbox 360 mod in this video right here. Subscribe right here and hit that little bell notification. So what are we going to do now?
On to the next level.
On to the next level. We'll see you next week.